Blog Talk Radio.
Hi, this is Margo. This is Tuesday, December 13th, 2016, and I'm going to do a show today on how to raise your frequencies or vibrations and prepare for ascension. I was on an interview recently, and one of the questions was how to raise your vibrations or raise your frequencies, because we were talking about Ascension, and I've written a book on Ascension. If you're not familiar with me, I'm a hypnotist, holistic life coach. I just became a certified mind-body fitness coach, and I'm a spiritual healer. I work with people worldwide to help free them from blockages, attachments, getting ready to get them back in touch with their divine connection. My website is margoshealingcorner.com. I have a YouTube channel at Margo's Healing Corner. I've written 3 books, but there is one that's all channeled messages from one of my inner teachers, Brother One, and the Soul of the Earth, who I call the Great One. These were channeled back in 2008 and 2009. It was 16 messages concerning Ascension. And they're very relevant for today. The things are happening. Even though the time frame is off, it doesn't matter. It's the message is what's important. And I have the complete book on my Blog Talk Radio site, Blog Talk Radio, Margo's Healing Corner, or on my YouTube channel. I've read the complete book on Ascension, Timeline Shifts, and Consciousness that talks all about how it's going to happen, what to look for, what the signs are, and but anyways, to how to raise your frequencies, there are lots of different things that you can do. I've been told by my guides, and a lot of other people are feeling this also and having dreams and stuff, that time is very short. The ascension is going to happen pretty soon, and that people are being evacuated prior to the ascension. Some people are going to be dying, but it doesn't mean that you won't ascend. It just means that you're going to be in a light body sooner than everybody else. But you want to be prepared for this shift. And when I was asked the question on the show, how to raise your frequencies, I basically said to meditate and to start clearing your mind, unplug from everything for at least 10 minutes a day, and just allow your mind to be quiet. You can also ask for protection and pray. Prayers are very, very important, and Jesus is the one who to pray to. He is the connector here down to 3D to help with this process. So that was my immediate response because we didn't have much time on the show to really go into it. But there are other things that you can start doing, and I want to talk about those too in addition to the prayer. And if anyone has any questions and they're listening live, the call-in number is 425-292-4444. We're talking about how to raise your frequencies and to prepare for ascension. First of all, let's talk about what we are. We are energetic beings. We're spiritual beings. We are divine beings here manifesting, having a 3D experience. We are part of the divine mind, the divine consciousness that's here working through this matrix and through this system that's set up here on 3D Earth, having a divine expression. But in order to realize that we're that, we need to uncover that and go past the human stuff that we're doing. And there are lots of things that are keeping you from realizing that your divine expression. And first of all, the body is the temple. It is the temple. Even the Bible talks about it being the temple. And in the Essene Gospel of Peace, it talks all about the body being the temple of God, being the divine expression. The body is the interface. Without the body, we're not expressing here on 3D. So we have to have the body in order to express. But what has happened is we get here and we have this amnesia. We don't remember that we're divine. That memory is blocked off or taken away from us somehow when we are born, when we come into this earth realm. And so then we're programmed, and then that's by our family and by our authority figures, and then by society, and then by the media, and it's on and on and on. I talk a lot about that in other shows. And our body becomes polluted by the things that we do to it, by this being a toxic world. It's a toxic environment. And so with more toxins in your system, it's harder to access your divine connection, to make that conscious contact, and to be able to talk consciously to God and to Jesus and the angels and your highest guides. But it can be done. It does take time. It takes work. There's not a magic pill. There's not a magic bullet for any of this. So if you're expecting to have one session with someone and have it all taken care of, you're deluding yourself, because you have to do your own work. And that's what I tell my clients too, that, once their implants are removed, which it takes me about 3 sessions to really get them cleared up, they've got to do their own work, and we can do follow-up sessions. I can guide them in doing follow-up work, but you have to do your own work. And first and foremost is you want to be clear of alcohol, smoking, and medications as much as possible. And I'm not a doctor, and so my disclaimer is I'm not a doctor. I'm not telling you to get off of your prescription medications without the help of your medical doctor. A lot of people need them. A lot of people can have natural alternatives. You might want to find a naturopathic doctor who can find you some natural alternatives to prescription medications. It's up to each person. But those three things, the alcohol, the smoking, and meds, whether they're over-the-counter or prescription, can be bringing your vibrations down, can be blocking you because of all the stuff in them. I worked long and hard to get myself cleared out. Diet is very important as well, to have as clean a diet as possible, as much of a plant-based diet as possible. Because if you're eating meat, especially red meat, that will lower your vibrations. One of the reasons for this is because of the consciousness of the meat and the way the animals are treated and killed and then processed and everything. And plus, they're raised on these farms, the cows and the chickens and turkeys and everything. They're raised on these. There's even fish farms where they're just locked into these little pens, and they don't have a life. They don't have a happy life, and they're shot up with hormones, and they're fed food that's not pure. And but anyway, then that's in the meat, and then their consciousness and their fear and everything of how they were killed, that's in the meat too. And then it's all processed and everything, and then you eat it. And then you get those hormones in you, and you get a lot of other bad stuff. So that's one good reason to not eat meat or to not eat meat products. I can't go into a whole laundry list of all the reasons. You can do your own research. There are a lot of reasons out there to not eat meat. And then you also want to get food that's as free of toxins as possible, so organic, and I've talked about that, even though, we have the toxins in the air that's coming down in the rain and everything. If you eat organic, it's at least fewer toxins, because you're not supposed to have pesticides. It's supposed to be non-GMO, and genetically modified foods are very, very detrimental to the body. So fluoride is another substance that's put in the water, automatically put in the drinking water in a lot of states and a lot of countries. If you do live in a city or state where you have fluoride in your drinking water, there are filters that you can get to filter out the fluoride. I know Berkey has some filters that will do that, Berkey water filters. But fluoride will calcify the pineal gland, and that can shut down your third eye and shut down a lot of the areas where you need open for your spiritual experience. Also in your diet, to cut out processed foods as much as possible. Anything with preservatives in it or that's been processed, you want to cut those out as much as possible. MSG is not good for you. Also, diet drinks, the diet sodas, any kind of diet drinks that have any kind of diet stuff is not good for you. They cause all kinds of bad stuff. You can do your research on all of that, but just clean up your diet as much as possible and get back to whole foods. It can be a raw food diet or a cooked food diet, even a whole cooked food diet. will help you cleanse and help your tissues cleanse. And once your tissues start getting a better diet, these toxins will start coming out of your body. And toxins are, a lot of them are stored in the fat cells. So if you're overweight, once you start cleaning up your diet, you start dropping pounds. And if you get off of wheat, you'll drop 20 pounds instantly. It's instantly, literally, it will melt off of you. You'll be amazed. And then the weight will still keep coming off because your body will keep detoxing as long as you stay on a healthy diet. And then there are cleanses that you can do, all different kinds of cleanses. I do recommend intestinal cleanses for a lot of people. If you have problems with your digestion, problems with your bowels, problems with irritable bowel syndrome or constipation, or your digestion just isn't good, I do recommend some cleanses. There are lots of good ones out there on the internet. A good one is Dr. Natura. I've used that. If you've got parasites, you want to get a good parasite cleanse. Most people do have parasites, and that's just part of being here. If you've eaten meat, you've got parasites, and most people will have worms, especially if you've had sushi, because that's all raw fish, raw meat, and it just goes along with the territory. So it's just a whole lifestyle change in order to really get your body as clean as possible. But you can start doing a little bit here and there, and just start on one thing at a time, because otherwise it's too overwhelming to try and do it all at once. And the first thing you might want to do is just start cutting out sugar, processed sugar, in your diet. And I know it's hard with the holidays coming up, and you got the cookies and the fudge and all the stuff. It's really hard. So it's up to you and to how much willpower you have and when you want to start this. But the sooner you start it, the better you'll start feeling. And know that when you start cleansing, you'll start feeling bad a little bit. You'll feel worse at the beginning, because the toxins will be moving through your system. If you have candida, that will start dying off, and you'll feel bad with candida dying off and with that coming out of your body. There's also other things that you can do. You can do the zapper, the Hulda Clark zapper. You can do your research on that. On eBay, they make these little mini zappers that you can buy on eBay for like $20 that are good. This will help kill candida and parasites. I've used them successfully, and I like those. There's also the Rife machine. Royal Raymond Rife developed the Rife technology back in the early 1900s, and you can find Rife technology machines on the internet. Those are definitely more expensive than the zapper, but you've got a wider variety of conditions that can be treated, and the idea is that every disease and every condition has a frequency, and then whatever, I think it's the square root of that frequency, then it's that's whatever is programmed in to blast the frequency and blast it. And you can treat all kinds of conditions: diabetes, cancer, parasites. I mean, everything, anything you can think of. I mean, there's pretty much a frequency that has come up for it. So that's the Rife technology. So that's all outward stuff that you can do. And then inwardly, like I said earlier, if you can just start calming your mind, even listening to healing music, calming music, rather than a lot of talk shows and, other kinds of music, and just be quiet. Just be quiet while you're doing things like driving. Just be quiet while you're doing things like cooking. Even be in a meditative state while you're cooking. You can be in a moving meditation while you're cooking or while you're doing your housework. Even taking cleansing baths and just being quiet for 20 minutes while you're in the bathtub. And some of the good cleansing baths are baking soda and sea salt. That's a real good detox. You can put Epsom salts in it. There are lots of other good things. Ginger powder is good, a good detox bath. There's other good stuff too. Coffee grounds, I found, is good for detox in the bath. Sometimes I will put baking soda, sea salt, and some coffee grounds in my bath water. Also, calendula is a real good detoxer and healer. Let's see, what else? But the cleansing baths are good. Exercise is also important when you're trying to detox your body and raise your frequencies. There's all different kinds of exercise. I have a little mini trampoline that I jump on every day, and it's supposed to clear your lymph system out really good. And they're not very expensive. You can get them at Walmart for like $30 or $35 brand new. And you can just stand them up against the wall when you're not using them, and it doesn't take up very much space. I work out every day with my little mini trampoline. I do my abs on it, my stretching, and other kinds of exercises on it, and I have free weights, and so I do a whole workout every single day, about 45 minutes, and you can do it. You don't have to belong to a gym. You can do your own specialized workout for yourself and target your own areas for like almost no money at all. And it's in the privacy of your own home. And since I dropped my gym membership, I'm working out more than when I went to the gym because I don't have to go anywhere. And by the time I got ready, drove to the gym, and did the workout and got back, I could have done about 2 workouts here. So I'm working out every day instead of like once a week or every other week or, when I felt like it. So anyway, it was not convenient to keep going to the gym. So there's that. Let's see. So meditation, prayer is also a real good way to raise your frequencies. And when you pray, ask for Jesus and the angels, your angels specifically, to come and communicate with you and to help you and to guide you into how to prepare for the ascension. And just know that once you make contact, Jesus will be there for you. If you call out and you ask for help, He will come. He will make His presence known, but you have to ask. You have to ask for the help and for the contact. And if you're having any dark attacks or you feel like you're under dark influences, Jesus is the one who can help you with that. And he's really the only one who can. When I work with clients, I do a lot of spiritual warfare. I like to call it spiritual self-defense, actually, because I think everybody needs to know some techniques on how to get rid of demonic attachments and demonic forces and presences in you and around you, because you never know when you might need it. You never know when you might come under attack or when someone you know might come under attack. So this is just spiritual warfare 101. And people feel better. They feel better once we start doing it, once I teach them how to do it. So I'm going to wrap it up. I kind of gave you a lot of information in a short period of time. You can do your own research on all this stuff, because there's lots of different techniques for all these different areas. And it takes a long time to really get into each one and talk about each area. But anyway, that's our show for today, how to raise your frequencies or vibrations and prepare for ascension. But the main thing is stay calm. Don't freak out if things start getting crazy. Just try to go within and try to connect with God and Jesus and your angels and ask for guidance. And unplug from the internet, unplug from the television, unplug from your phones. Get as far away as you can from cell phone towers, smart meters, Wi-Fi, all of that, and become quiet at least 10 minutes a day, and more if you can, and ask for the holy warrior angels to protect you before you go to sleep at night, and also when you're doing stuff. On my YouTube channel, I have a white light meditation that will help clear you out from dark energies as well. And I've got the shielding technique at the end of that. And so that would also be a good thing to do to start preparing for ascension. And this white light meditation is a meditation that my angel gave me many years ago. That it's a beautiful meditation, and a lot of people really like it. So that's my show for today. I'm Margo. MargosHealingCorner.com is my website. I'm a hypnotist, holistic life coach, mind-body fitness coach, and spiritual healer. I work empathically with my clients, so I work a lot different than anybody else you'll ever meet. So if you'd like to contact me, I offer a free screening session to see if we'd like to work together. I work worldwide on Skype, and if you're in North America, I do sessions on the telephone. So check me out, and God bless, and go in peace. Go in peace, and let's pray for world peace as much as we can, and that our leaders have clear vision, and that we be guided for our highest good, and that we raise the frequencies of Mother Earth so that she can ascend, because this is how it's going to happen. Thank you for listening. God bless, and we'll talk to you next time. Goodbye.